You embarrassed every monitoring spirit that was around you. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, you embarrassed every monitoring spirit that was around you. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, I see everything. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I see everything. Now, a lot of people may be wondering what is a monitoring spirit. Some people may already know what it is, but we got to regulate for those who don't know what it is or for the chosen ones in the back. But a monitoring spirit, y'all, are individuals who literally have you on surveillance. But not only do they have you on surveillance, they are praying on your downfall. They're wishing negative things on you. They're speaking negatively about you. And if you are around them, it's almost like a spiritual agreement. Some of those things that they say start coming into fruition. Some of those things that they want to happen towards you begin to happen. And some of those things that you've been fighting to get out of, you're constantly in it because of that monitoring spirit. They are making sure you stay in it. They're making sure your finances never get better. They're making sure your mindset never explore. They're making sure that your spirit never becomes more healthy. They're making sure that you don't become successful, and the list goes on, y'all. That's basically a monitoring spirit. People who are just sitting there watching you, got you on surveillance. They may even smile in your face, but you keep wondering why you are failing. You keep wondering why you're not prevailing. You keep wondering why you're not seeing the change in your finances. You just keep wondering these things. It's because they are a monitoring spirit. All right. So monitoring spirits are very real, and it's a serious deal. That's why you have to separate yourself from these type of individuals. But luckily for yourself, y'all, you were chosen one. So you embarrassed them. Yeah, you embarrassed them. And the way you did it, y'all, will be disclosed in every single point that I'm going to talk about. But understand something, y'all. Your monitoring spirits right now are pissed off, and they are extremely embarrassed because of the stunts you pulled, all right? But with that being said, fam, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. And yes, y'all, we're still in front of the legendary Gray Couch. How y'all doing today, y'all? We are live on the Reno Speaks Life channel. And not necessarily live, y'all, but y'all get what I'm saying. We reporting on the Reno Speaks Life channel. But anyway, how y'all doing, y'all? What you got going on? I'm in your business as always. For those who watch my other channel, y'all know what we ate today. Y'all know how I'm doing. I'm blessed. I feel good. The sun is behind me. Yeah, everything is positive, I would say. I feel real blessed. But as far as food, y'all, I'm not in a calorie deficit anymore. I'm eating what I'm supposed to be eating now. So I think I'm supposed to be eating about 2,300 calories because I'm a man that's about 200 pounds and a certain height. All right. And I'm active. So I'm not necessarily in my calorie deficit no more, y'all. I got to eat my agreed upon calories so I can maintain my weight and just get more cut, more rip, build a little bit more muscle. You follow what I'm saying? So with that being said, I had Waffle House, all right? I had a T-bone steak, some cheese, eggs, scrambled eggs, that is. I had me a waffle as well as some hash browns, all right? So that was my dinner for the day. Actually, I had breakfast for lunch, okay? So that's what I had. But outside of that, y'all, that's what's going on with me. That's going to conclude that. But fam, y'all drop in the comments. Let me know how y'all doing, what y'all ate, what y'all got going on. Let's get down to business, y'all. Number one, it's going to be this right here. Everything they negatively prayed for you happened to them, all right? Everything they negatively prayed for you happened to them. Family, I'm going to just say this, and I got to say it double times. Be mindful of who you allow to pray for you. Once again, be mindful of who you allow to pray for you. And the reason why that is, y'all, is that it's because a lot of people who pray for you, not all, but a lot of people, not all, but a lot of people who pray for you don't have great intentions. A lot of times they are malicious. I don't want a person who don't like me to pray for me. All right? Just like you would not want a person who don't like you to cook for you. Okay? Have you ever had some food that was not cooked with no love? That was not cooked with any compassion and care? You ever had that food? It be nasty. It be cold. You be like, what is this? You can't eat that food. In fact, it'll be in your best interest to go ahead and digest it as quick as possible and for you to detox as quickly as possible because this person cooked with malicious intent. You know, certain people have literally gotten food poisoning because a person did not cook the food with love. Look it up. People have gotten food poisoning because the person did not cook it with love. All right. Now, it's more so of a spiritual thing, but the reality is there. You don't want to eat anything from anybody who does not like you any bit. Okay? Any bit. So let's stick to the point, y'all. Everything they negatively prayed for you happened to them. What are you saying, Reno? Let's just say hypothetically, because people can pray for different things, right? But hypothetically, they pray for you to have no job, no spouse, lack of resources, no support, no love, okay? Although it may have happened momentarily, once you got outside of that everlasting or repetitive cycle, what happened is that it actually happened to them. Everything they prayed for. They did not want you to have a job. Guess who lost their job? Them. They didn't want you to have a spouse. Guess who lost their spouse? Them. They did not want you to have resources. Now guess who have a lack of resources? Them. They did not want you to have no support, no love, no compassion. Now who does not have no support, love, or compassion? Them. I'm saying all that to say this, y'all. Anytime people dig holes for you, they actually are digging bigger holes for themselves. And it always happened that way, y'all. It always happened that way. Number 2, it's going to be this right here, fam. Detachment, all right? Detachment, yeah. You embarrass them because you detach from them. See, it's bigger than just detaching physically. You have to detach mentally, meaning you got to get your mind or train your mind to stop thinking about this particular individual or individuals, all right? Individuals or individuals. Y'all get the point. But detachment, all right? You have to mentally, I'm sorry, y'all, not only mentally, but emotionally detach from them. So now you got to get your heart to stop feeling a certain way about this person. You know how I feel, y'all, when you're in love. You know how I feel, y'all, when you love a loved one. You know how I feel when you care about somebody deeply. Can't eat, can't sleep. You feel that little burning sensation. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And the reason why that is because you are attached to them emotionally. But here's the most powerful one of all, spiritually. When you are attached to a person spiritually, meaning maybe you are having sex with this person, maybe you are just around this person all day to where you start thinking like how they think. You start moving like how they move. All it takes is for you to actually be around a person, all right? Let alone when you're actually having sex with them as well. This can go for anybody, okay? Obviously, you're not having sex with your family members. That's not what I'm saying. That would be incest. I'm saying when you are around people, whether you're having sex with them or not, spiritually, you can become attached to them, okay? And then also, when you are having sex with your romantic partner or just having, casual laydowns with random people, that's a spiritual bondage as well. That's spiritual bondage as well, all right? Because you don't know who they're connected to. You don't know who they lay down with. And on top of that, now you have an unwanted soul tie. But the point is, y'all, is that you have to detach 4 ways: physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's a real thing. And so this is what we call the spiritual removal process. You got to remove them in all ways. Yeah, it's hard to remove your mama. You're talking about a woman who birthed you. It's hard to remove your father. You're talking about a person who helped get you here. It's hard to remove loved ones, friends. It is. But once you detach, you're going to embarrass them because that monitoring spirit was hoping you stay in that same position. Make sense what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. This is what we call the power of bondage. Yeah, you may be on the same insurance policy with them. We're talking about it. You may be on the same lease with them. Yeah, you may have no choice but to work with them. The list goes on. It's all detachment. It's all detachment, family. Number 3, it's going to be this right here, y'all. You broke the cycle. You broke the cycle. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I broke every chain. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I broke every chain. By the way, y'all, that was the song that was playing when I was in my my first car accident, right? Which was the most catastrophic because I was going 70 miles towards a tree, right? Jumped over like this ditch and went directly into the tree. And most people pass away in that area, all right? But I was blessed, man. God spared my life. So that song was playing while I was in that accident. But anyway, y'all, you broke the cycle, all right? You broke every chain. And so let's talk about the obvious. Generational curses, okay? Generational curses. Everybody's generational curse looks different, all right? Your generational curse may be all the fathers leave. His generational curse may be all the mothers leave. Their generational curse may be everybody's broke. And the list goes on, all right? Somebody else's generational curse may be people get married, but they always get divorced. You get what I'm saying? Everybody's generational curse is different. But yourself, you broke or you are actually breaking the cycle. And you have monitoring spirits who's around you like, nah, don't do that. No, this a curse. Yeah, we understand that you're gifted, but nah, we want this curse to last long. Yeah. Matter of fact, how can we make this person feel like they're not gifted? How can we break their confidence? How can we give them, thoughts of lack of faith? How can we make them feel like it's never going to happen? Family, when you begin to break that cycle, people begin to feel it. When a room is shaking because of an earthquake, everybody feel it. Family, you are the earthquake that everybody feels. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? You broke the cycle or you are breaking the cycle. But guess what? Everybody or every monitoring spirit who's like, nah, you can't do that. They're becoming embarrassed because going back to number one, everything they negatively prayed for you happened to them. They're stuck in that continuation of the generational curse. You finding your way out the maze. Number 4, it's going to be this right here, fam. Exposure through surveillance dreams. Exposure through surveillance dreams, all right? So have you ever had a dream where it vividly showed someone watching, pursuing, studying, or literally standing over you? I'm going to say it once again, y'all. All right, for my chosen ones in the back, have you ever had a dream where it vividly showed someone watching, pursuing, studying, or literally standing over you? It can be in their form, like the actual flesh of that particular person. It can be a snake, all right? It could be a mean-looking animal that's representing them, because your dream 9 times out of 10 will show you a clip of this particular person, and then it'll shift back to this animal or this snake or this mean-looking apex predator, right? It has happened to me. I've had dreams where somebody was represented as a snake, and the snake was just looking over me, a monitoring spirit, right? Hoping that I fail, hoping I don't prevail, hoping my books just, fall down the drain. People stop selling from me, hoping that anytime I go out with 10 books, I come back with 10 books, hoping that nobody buys from me, hoping that people stop listening to my songs. You get what I'm saying? But through those dreams, it exposes those who have you on surveillance. Does that make sense? Drop in the comments and let me know, all right? And drop in the comments a time where you had a dream that was like this as well. Number 5, y'all, the last thing is going to be this right here. Reversal of intrusive thoughts, all right? Reversal of intrusive thoughts. So, family, think about a time you've been. Matter of fact, let me express this and explain this before I give y'all this analogy, right? Those intrusive thoughts, just by them thinking negative things about you, placing negative things on you through thoughts, it can transfer to you spiritually. That's what we call intrusive thoughts. Have you ever had faith that something was going to work and you got around some people who did not have faith, and all of a sudden now you embody that spirit? You stop believing you can't get the job. You stop believing that you're qualified. You stop believing that they would look for a person like you. You just stop believing it. Why? Because of those intrusive thoughts. Maybe you heard what they were saying about themselves. Maybe you heard what they were saying about you. But those intrusive thoughts can stop a person from having faith, can stop a person from, or talk a person out of their blessing. Somebody drop in the comments and say, you can't trick me. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, you can't trick me. But fam, those intrusive thoughts are powerful. And so you have to reverse them with prayer. You have to reverse them by being a warrior. You have to reverse them by believing the opposite of what they say about you. Had I believed everything my mama said, had I believed everything, people who was close to me said, family members, had I believed everything they said about me, I would not be this far. Had I believed that the things they negatively said about me in terms of my character, in terms of you just like your daddy, those things that impute shame on a person, guilt on a person, things that make you feel like you ain't ish. If I listen to that, if you listen to that, you wouldn't be where you are today. You would not be where you are gonna be in the future. You wouldn't. What I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that the reversal of intrusive thoughts is powerful. That's how you embarrass them. You went around that negative group, those negative individuals, and the aftermath of that, you just felt low. You felt drained. You felt exhausted. But when you went around those positive people, those nourishing people, nurturing people, you know who they are. You always felt fulfilled. You always felt like you're left with something. Even when they gave you nothing, they still gave you something. Whether it was wisdom, encouraging words, uplifting words, positivity, the list goes on. It don't take much to be nourishing, by the way, okay? But fam, the reversal of intrusive thoughts, that's how you embarrass them. Understand something. You embarrassed every monitoring spirit that was around you, all right? But we'll do a recap, y'all, and then we'll get up out of here. But number one, everything they negatively prayed for you happened to them. Number two, detachment. Number three, you broke the cycle. Number four, exposure through surveillance dreams. And number five, y'all, reversal of intrusive thoughts, all right? With that being said, fam, y'all be sure to get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy, and check out any one of my books. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.